Well, I love the 80s, right? Raise your hand if you are a child of the 80s. If you're part of the latchkey generation, part of Generation X. See them. Yeah, there's quite a few of us out there. Well, believe it or not, I too am a child of the 80s. Yeah, look at that hair. So as the saying goes, what's old is new again, and mullets are back in style. I'm not sure about the sweater though. Check that thing out. Right? So a history lesson for you youngins out there, right? We didn't have cell phone in the 80s. We had rotary phones, right? We didn't have Xboxes. We had Ataris. And hang on, MTV actually played music, right? So granted, many things have changed in education since the 80s, and we have pockets of innovation throughout our great state and the nation. However, like this picture, in many cases, we've just replaced the chalkboard with a smart board, right? And today, we're actually educating Generation Z, a hyper-connected generation. They've learned technology by playing on mom and dad's cell phone and tablet, right? And we're currently preparing these students for jobs that maybe don't even exist today. So it's gonna take us in this room to be innovative, to find ways to be able to connect these students to new kinds of learning. And what we found at SparkTank is if we can connect students to projects they're passionate about, they can thrive. So let me show you two Gen Zers, Justin and Katie. Justin and Katie are both SparkTank alumni. Both of them are SparkTank trailblazers that took part of our engineering strand at SparkTank, and they're both very different from each other. Justin is a student that we would typically label at risk, or like we like to call them, under-resourced. Justin is a very bright student, but if I'm gonna be completely honest with you, Justin's a student that maybe traditional school wasn't always the best fit for him. Justin also struggled in settings, large group settings, and had a lot of anxiety in those type of situations. And he came to SparkTank without any prior knowledge of engineering software or practices. His partner, Katie, she has a unique story herself. Her and her twin sister actually were adopted. Katie's extremely shy, and Katie also struggled speaking in groups. Katie is a very bright student. She's taught herself multiple languages. She's also takes a really challenging course load at school, and Katie also is extremely active at Ottumwa High School. She also came to us without any prior knowledge of engineering practices or knowing how to use that software. Another unlikely partner that brought these two together was John Deere Ottumwa Works. John Deere presented Katie and Justin with a problem that they needed to solve, and that problem was they lacked enough executive conference rooms within their Ottumwa facility. So they challenged Katie and Justin to take their current mailroom, very large space, and break it into two different rooms. One of the rooms being maintained as a mailroom, and the other room made into a conference room or executive conference room. So here's the finished product Katie and Justin came up with. They presented 3 scopes of work to John Deere. John Deere selected one of those scopes of work, built the facility, and they're currently using it today. They did most of their work within our Ottumwa SparkTank facility. This facility is located outside of our high school in the downtown business district. We actually took a space in the downtown business district and renovated it. We equipped it with state-of-the-art furniture and equipment so that students could do their projects. It's also inviting for our students and for businesses to come in and work with students. And it creates an opportunity for us to create a business-like culture for our students to work in. So what we do at SparkTank is we take learning that's typically done in isolation, like math, science, reading, even public speaking, and we contextualize it. We do it like we did with Katie and Justin. We take a project from the community, and we have a student select that, and they work on that project together. We focus on employability skills. Like I said earlier, Katie and Justin both struggle with public speaking. In the end, they were working with adults at John Deere, and they actually presented their final findings to John Deere's executive team. Technical skills were something they lacked also. They didn't know anything about engineering. And you could tell in one of the previous slides, did a fabulous job, did a knockout job creating something that John Deere could use. So for those of you who raised your hand at the beginning, and those of you who even didn't, right? We all have Katie and Justins in our community. We have Katie and Justins in our school. And my challenge is to you is to find innovative ways to connect them to learning and utilizing your community to do that. Thank you. Thanks, John.